outside and break it down. Hey, this is Brandon. So we're going to break down the king of exercises, the barbell squat. Dumbbell squat, body weight squat, whatever you want to call it. This is absolutely the #1 exercise that you need for everything. You need this for ab development. You need this for body fat burning. You need this to build a strong back. You need this to build strong shoulders. You need this to keep your hips and your legs strong. You need this to keep your entire body healthy. This is going to give you strength beyond your wildest dreams, and we're going to break down the mechanics of it here. But bottom line, listen to your body, not your ego. So in other words, you don't need to go heavy. You need to build up progressively over the years. So let's break down the mechanics. So here's what we're doing. We're going to start with the head. The upper neck needs to be in line with the middle neck. So that's cervical spine versus thoracic spine. I don't want the head forward. I want the bar resting on the traps, and I want my head to be drawn up. So you want to be in what I call the soldier up position. So chest is out, rib cage is expanded, shoulders are drawn together nice and tight. Second, we're moving down the chain. We want to be able to pull the navel in. So what that does is it draws in the ribs, it expands the ribs, tightens up the diaphragm. That's really important because that makes sure that your entire spine, all your vertebrae are lined up and all your organs are compressed. Deep abdominal tissue is being contracted and supporting your entire frame throughout the action. Because you're talking about a multi-joint exercise, getting all your big joints moving, a lot of muscle contraction, a lot of stretching, and potentially a lot of stress on your bones if you're not doing it right. If you're doing it right, the benefit is unparalleled. So now let's move down to the hips. It's always hips forward, so glutes are tight. I'm breaking down the starting position. So hips forward, glutes tight. And we need this to remember this because that's where you finish, at the top of the squat. Now let's go down to foot position. What I like to do with my feet on this one is I go about shoulder width apart, and I do like a little bit of an external rotation at my feet so that they're just angled outward and about a 30-degree angle. And now I'm ready to start. So I'm going to slowly drop into the squat, again maintaining all the spinal alignment that we just covered. Chest out, ribs in, navel drawn in, shoulders back, neck is in line. Okay, so here is the finished position of the squat. Now everything's good right here. I should be able to wiggle my toes. All my weight is distributed back on my heels. Okay, spine is all lined up, feeling good. Now I'm going to extend hard through the knees and through the hips, firing the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings, and finishing with the hips forward by contracting the glutes. So again, pelvic push, pelvic extension. Now let's go ahead and do a few reps. Breathing in, holding your breath as you go down, exhaling hard. Breathe in. You want to find that groove, and you want to stay centered in that groove. So, the mechanics of the squat should feel like a well-oiled machine. It's just like riding a bike, but it takes years and years of practice and discipline. You start with body weight. You move yourself up to a closet dowel, light weights. You can do this with dumbbells too. I often tell people to sit down on a chair or a bench, and you just practice that for weeks, just sitting down. The weird thing about the squat is that people tend to do what I call a knee squat. That's where you bend the knees first, and notice the hips, they're forward, they're not back, and the upper body hasn't leaned forward. You always want to counter your lower body bend with an upper body bend. So in other words, the knees and the hips should flex at the same rate. Okay? That's a proper squat. That means that my butt is pushing back, upper body is falling forward to counter the weight going back, and you can see the bar is now in line with my heels. So that's the basic mechanics of the squat. It takes a lot of practice, but again, the benefits are numerous. I throw this into every workout, some kind of squat variation. I'm always going to do squats, lunges, single leg squats, step ups, you name it. Give me your feedback. Tell me some other tutorials that you want to learn, variations of squats. We can break down the mechanics, but it always comes down to the same principles. And again, listen to your body. Don't listen to your ego. Don't watch all the guys, pushing up all this weight, all these gals, lifting up heavy weights. You got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on your body. Okay, don't compare yourself to anybody, because chances are most people got it kind of wrong anyways. It's not a competition. It's a lifelong discipline. And again, this is the king of exercises, so you can't go wrong. This is 3G Trainer with Brandon. Stay tuned. Get in, get out, get fit.